Hey guys, and welcome to Natural Aesthetics. So a change of subject with this video, I'm going to talk a little bit more about health and in particular obesity, and why in general Britain is getting fatter. Now it's something that goes hand in hand with fitness training, bodybuilding, strength training, whatnot. It's something that I think more people should talk about and try and address, especially myself being a personal trainer. It's something that I'm interested in, something that I enjoy researching and talking about. And training, bodybuilding, strength training, whatever, just fitness, can benefit not only those who are interested in improving their performance or their aesthetics, but also people who just want to improve their health or reduce the risk of illness or disease. So this is going to be a series of videos where I'm going to talk about a few different topics that I think help contribute to this increase in obesity in the UK. In this video we're going to talk about obviously supermarkets and the role they play in this, but I'm also going to do videos on GMO foods, the nutritional value of foods, youngsters and foods in schools and activity in schools, the massive amount of advertising for foods, food programs, the way the media portrays food. So I'm just going to run over a few statistics to start with, just while you watch these video clips. Now this is a report published in 2015 by the Health and Social Care Information Centre. It's titled Statistics on Obesity, Physical Activity and Diet. So I'm just going to go over a few main points to begin with. So the main findings were there was a marked increase in the proportion of adults that were obese from 13.2% in 1993 to 26% in 2013 for men, and from 16.4% to 23.8% for women. The proportions that were overweight, that's a BMI of over 25, obese would be a BMI of over 30. The proportions that were overweight, including obese, increased from 57.6% to 67.1% in men, from 48.6% to 57.2% in women. Now that's a staggering amount. 67.1% of men in the UK in 2013 were overweight or obese. That's crazy. In the reception years, so that's children aged 4 to 5. In the school year of 2013 to 2014, the proportion of obese children was 9.5%. In year 6, that's kids that are aged 10 to 11, again in the same school year, the proportion of obese children was 19.1%, which is nearly 2% higher than in 2006 to 2007. Interestingly, it was shown to be a clear north-south divide in the UK in terms of obesity, with Northern England having higher obesity prevalence rates than Southern England, especially London. Scotland had the highest rate of obesity in the UK at 27%. Compare this to the US in 2013, which had obesity rates of 36.5%. It's just unbelievable. So we're not as bad as the US yet, but we're following in their footsteps, unfortunately. And some real interesting predictions that they worked out in 2007. They believe that by 2025, 47% of men and 36% of women aged between 21 and 60 will be obese. By 2050, it is estimated that 60% of males and 50% of females could be obese. Obese, let alone overweight. That's a BMI of over 30. That's insane. And they've based that off of the trends they've seen in the last 20 years or so. If this continues to happen, may well be a realistic percentage. Also, another interesting statistic they found, the proportions who were obese were higher in the lowest income quintiles, 26% to 31%, and lower in the highest quintiles, 15% to 18%, as for females. Also for men, the proportions who were obese were also higher in the lowest income quintiles, 29% to 30%, and lower in the highest quintiles, 23 to 24%. So clearly income, financial status has a profound effect on obesity levels. and subsequently health in the UK. Again, this follows through for children as well. The research states that, as in previous years, a strong positive relationship existed between deprivation and obesity prevalence for children in each school year, with obesity prevalence being significantly higher in deprived areas. Also, obesity was more common in urban areas than rural areas. And also, just like the adults, the income significantly affected the likelihood of being obese. Boys in the lowest quintile were most likely to be obese, 22%, which was also the most prevalent quintile for girls, 21%. Boys and girls in the highest income quintile were least likely to be obese, 7%, 6% respectively. And I think these statistics relate incredibly well to the footage I'm showing you now. The supermarkets are very clever in the way and I think this relates quite well to the footage I'm showing you now. The way supermarkets make it easy for people to make the wrong decisions in terms of what they're purchasing for their health. So when you walk into the shop, to start with, the very first thing you see, junk food, deals, special offers, all for junk food, all easy to take, all easy to grab, either on the way in or the way out. It's the first thing you see. Usually selling multi-packs or large quantities of products on the cheap, and these supermarkets trick people into thinking they're getting a good deal. But are you getting a lot for your money? No, don't be fooled into thinking they're making those deals good for you. They're making a huge amount of profit still on those foods. What does it show you? If they're selling that kind of junk for £2, how much are they buying in for? How much money does it take to make those products and to make it viable for them to make a profit? They're making a lot of money. They don't care about your health. You go around the shop and I noticed that most of the products that are on special deals or promoted in such a way to make it attractable for the consumer, or the way they place these products so they catch the eye, most of them were for packaged, processed junk food. Very little of the foodstuffs in this shop that were on special deals would be what you consider healthy food. The vegetables, the fruit, the meat, the fish is very, very rarely available for special deals. It's just not the way it works. People are tricked into thinking they're buying less. Healthier foodstuffs are rarely on special deals, and they're certainly never sold in bulk or as multi-packs. You might get the odd offer here and there, but generally speaking, I'd say 75% or more of the products on special deals were considered junk food. Whole rows dedicated to chocolate bars, whole rows dedicated to crisps, to sugary drinks, to snacks, to ready meals. It's unbelievable amount of produce these supermarkets push onto the aisles, shove it down your face for a special deal. Buy one get one free, half price, buy two get one free. It's crazy. You could buy 12 packets of crisps for £1, or 36 biscuits in a free pack of 12 for £2. 5 Snickers bars for £1, something stupid like that. A packet of salad might cost £1 or £2. A couple of chicken breasts might be £3 or £4. People are led to believe that they're getting more for their money when they buy this junk. You could leave the shop with a lot more volume of food buying junk food than healthier food. Doesn't mean you get more for your money though. You have less nutrition, less sustenance, but more volume, more packaging, and it tricks some people. I also think it relates back to that point regarding the financial status of people and the way that relates to obesity. A lot of these supermarkets, they pry on people with a certain background, I think, and they know what they're doing. They know people are going to come and buy that produce if they sell it. They just make it so easy to pick up these unhealthy junk food products. Some supermarkets are better than others. This isn't by any means the worst. I go here to shop on a frequent basis. The vegetable selection is great, but there is definitely a problem in the way they over-promote certain products. I do believe that's at least contributing somewhat to the increase in obesity in the UK. It's just so easy to go and buy junk food. Not only in the supermarkets, but you've got convenience stores every corner. There's 3 on one road. It's just so easy, and that is definitely becoming a large problem for a lot of people. So this is just one problem that's contributing to the rising obesity levels in the UK. There are many other factors that help to contribute to that, which we'll discuss in some more videos. The supermarkets are just doing what they feel they need to do to make money, and it's working. They're making huge amounts of profit by selling junk food. People enjoy junk food, people want to eat it, and if it's easy to get hold of, if it's convenient, and if it's cheap, people are going to eat it. It's as simple as that. So I think it's almost senseless trying to address this. The supermarkets are going to continue to do this if they're making money from it. What I think needs to happen is there needs to be more emphasis placed on education and improving people's knowledge on the subjects of food, diet and health, and the way certain foodstuffs, junk food, affects hormones and overall body composition and health in general. It may seem like common sense, but there's only common sense if you know it. And unfortunately there is still a huge amount of people, the general population as a whole, I feel, as a personal trainer and from stuff that I see on a daily basis, people just don't have a clue. They don't understand what it takes to be healthy. They don't understand how much of certain foodstuffs they should be consuming, perhaps what would be considered an unhealthy limit of certain junk foods. I don't understand the implications of eating certain foods on a regular basis. Unfortunately, with a lot of people not being very well off, then they're more tempted to buy junk food, because they don't understand the issues and the seriousness of the situation about what this food is doing to them. They don't understand that fully, and therefore they're always going to pick the cheaper options, which unfortunately in some cases, or perhaps most cases, is junk food. The biggest food companies out there are junk food companies, foods that create processed foods. So then why would the government advertise cutting back on these products? It doesn't make sense, unfortunately. And the whole idea about taxing junk food, I think that's a terrible idea. It's a load of rubbish. It really isn't. If someone wants to go out and buy a can of Coke, they're going to pay 5 to 10p more for it, then they're still going to buy it. That's just another clever way of the government making more money in my eyes. And I really hope they don't go down that route, because it's foolish. It's not addressing the problem. It's just trying to patch it up, and they're going to benefit from it. If you enjoyed the video, then please give the video a thumbs up. Check out all my social media in the description box below, and stay strong. Thank you.